Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm a second-degree black belt in Taekwondo and a yoga instructor. Today I've got a short but very targeted practice for glute and hip mobility. Let's get started. So we'll begin with some windshield wipers. So just bring your hands behind you, bend into both knees, and then just knock your knees right to left. And we're just warming up your hips and working in some internal and external rotation. Okay, we're gonna build on this, but depending on your range and your flexibility, you may just continue working here. If you'd like to add a little bit more tension, you're gonna begin to lift your hands and just windshield wiper without using your hands as support. And I always start to come forward off my mat, but ideally you'll keep your butt in one place. Let me scooch back a tiny bit. Okay, and then we have one more variation of this. So go ahead, windshield wiper to the right. You're going to push into your front shin and then just begin to lift your hips and then take it back down. Take it to the other side, push into your shin, lift your hips. Let's go for about 10 of those. So 5 on each side. This is 4. 5. And again, if you're not here yet, you just stay in either variation 1 or 2. A few more. Important to keep breathing as you build strength. We'll take it once more to each side. Nice work. Okay, lower your hips. We're gonna come to a 90-90 position. So you're gonna bring the front knee at a 90-degree angle. And then same thing with the back leg. So you have that thigh in line with your hip, and then bend your knee at a 90-degree angle. So starting with a stretch, we're going to stretch in external rotation. So focusing on your front hip, we'll begin to hinge and bring your belly towards your thigh. Now, what I don't want to see is this, right? So if you're just rounding your spine, that's not really going to do anything for your hip because it's all focused on that flexion in your spine. So instead of rounding, think of having a tilt in your pelvis. So we call this anterior pelvic tilt. And then bringing your belly while maintaining a long spine, right? So no flexion, no rounding. And you're probably not going to be able to get down as far, and that is okay. But your shoulders are squared towards your shin. And we're gonna hold this, okay, for about minute and a half. Now, if you're having any trouble, maybe that right hip is lifting up off the ground, or you're leaning to one side, we can close that angle a little bit to make it a little bit more accessible. So you can draw your heel a little bit closer towards your midline. Otherwise, try to keep that 90-degree angle. And then a modification for your back leg. If you're getting any pinching in your hip, you're going to bring your knee a little bit more in. Okay, but otherwise, try to keep that 90-90. So big stretch in your right outer hip. And we keep breathing. So you want to signal to your nervous system that this is a safe position for you to be in. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of resistance. Deep belly breaths in and out through your nose. Amazing. Okay. Now we got to take a little counter stretch. So let's make your way back up. Let's bring your right foot to the top of your thigh. And then we'll work on some internal rotation. So that back hip is internally rotated. And now you're going to bring your hips as best you can to square off with your left shin. Okay, so make sure you're not just twisting your shoulders, because again, that's not going to do much for your hips. So we want to rotate your hips. Okay, easier said than done, but begin to walk your hands back. And already feeling a really big pull into my front of my hip. And then same thing, we're just going to hold this. You can use your hands behind you for support. I'm going to continue to rotate my hip down so I can get that internal rotation. And we'll take deep breaths. So this can feel pretty intense. If this is your first time doing the stretch, I know it does for me, even though I've done this before. So just ease into it, right? You don't want to crank your body into any position that's painful. It's just sort of like a deep stretch sensation, but it shouldn't be painful. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then ease your way out of it. Nice job. What we do on one side, we must do on the other. So let's go ahead and windshield wiper the other way. Okay, so I'll move a little bit so you can have a better angle. But we've got the front leg at your 90-degree angle, back leg coming from your hip point, and then bending at a 90-degree angle at your knee. Okay, now same thing. Remember, we're not rounding your spine. Tilt your tailbone, tilt your pelvis, and then keep your spine nice and long as we begin to come forward. Use your hands. So we're not really concerned with how far down you're coming, because again, that is going to probably put your spine into flexion. More so pay attention to the sensation in your left outer hip. And when you get to a point where you're like, yep, I can feel that stretch, just stop there. Breathe into it. And you do want to hold this stretch for probably 2 minutes for it to be effective. But 1.5 minutes should be okay. And again, maybe modifying if you need to close the angle of the front foot. Okie dokie. Let's go ahead and take it into our internal rotation stretch. So you're going to bring your front foot to the top of your thigh. Okay, and then rotate hips towards your shin. So again, try not to just twist your shoulders. Okay, almost smearing something on your belly so you can pull that hip back and rotate. And then begin to walk your hands back. And again, not really paying attention to, like, not so concerned about what the shape looks like, but what are you feeling? So right away when I pull my right hip down, I can feel that big sensation in the front of my right hip. So that's how I know I'm in the right spot. Let's take 3 more breaths. Alrighty, let's go ahead and come out of that. Nice job. Okay, hips may be feeling a little tender. That's okay, give them a little shake. And then make your way to all fours. And let's just circle your knee. So we'll do both sides. So I'm lifting my right knee. I'm just taking a few circles. And then other side. Your legs may feel a little shaky. I know mine do. And now coming into pigeon. So bring your right leg forward. Your knee's going to come behind your wrist, and then you're extending your back leg long behind you. Okay, now keep your hips squared. Make sure you're not starting to open up the hip. Keep your hips facing forward. Okay, you can pull your heel in as close towards your midline as you like. I know for me on this side, this is actually my left, but I just want to show you what it looks like from this side. I know that on this side, I cannot bring my shin very parallel without rolling onto my side. So it's okay to pull your heel in close. Just keep your hips squared forward. Now from here, okay, first variation is to use your fingertips, and we're just going to take some spinal rolls. So you lower your chest, and then you lift. Now really ground into your legs to help you lift and lower, because eventually we want to do this without your hands. Okay, we're going to try a few without your hands. If you're not there yet, just keep your fingertips to the mat. So when you're ready, maybe hands come to your temples. You're going to lower and lift. You lower and lift. Let's try 2 more. Amazing. All right, let's take it to side 2. So just bring the opposite leg forward. Again, try to keep your hips squared. If you need to pull your heel in closer so that you're not rolling onto your side, then go ahead and pull your heel as close as you need. Fingertips come to the mat. And we'll try a few spinal rolls. And then if you'd like to try it without your hands, put them somewhere where you're not going to use them. If you're not there yet, fingertips stay to the ground. Let's go for 2 more. Ooh, nice work. Okay, now roll onto your hip and then just swing your leg around. We're gonna finish up with a little bit of glute strengthening. So go ahead and lie down to your back. And we're just gonna take a bridge pose. So bring your heels in towards your glutes. Okay, fingertips should be able to touch the backs of your heels. You can keep your hands down to the mat and then begin to roll your hips up. And now just hold. Squeeze your glutes. Make sure your knees aren't splaying out. Squeeze your thighs towards each other. And just breathe here. So strengthening your glute max, a little bit of glute med. And then lower your hips. Ooh. We're gonna do that one more time with an addition. So when you're ready, go ahead and lift your hips. Keep your palms planted down and begin to extend right leg. We hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, lower your right foot, and then left leg lifts. Hold here for 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, take it down, and lower your hips, yay. Okay, hug your knees to your chest. Okay, take a little rock side to side. And we'll finish up with a little stretch, half happy baby. Go ahead and extend your right leg long on the mat. You're gonna grab the outer edge of your foot or your ankle. You can even grab your big toe if you like with your 2-piece fingers. Try to keep both hips down on the mat. Take 2 more breaths here. And we'll take it to the other side. Right leg extends long. Grab the outer edge of your left foot. Kick the sole of your foot up to the sky. Both hips stay down on the mat. Take a few breaths. And we'll go ahead and release your foot. And we'll finish up here. Thanks so much for practicing with me today. If you liked the video, please subscribe to the channel. I've got plenty more practices that are very targeted for martial artists and other yoga flows as well. Take care.